Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tejasvi and today we are going to discuss about the topic Raspberry Pi. So the contents of this presentation are introduction, hardware layout, operating system, configuration to programming, wireless monitoring temperature system. So let us go into the topic one by one each. First, introduction. This Raspberry Pi is the name of the credit size computer board which is developed by the Raspberry Pi Foundation based in the UK. So the one which you are seeing in the image, it's the chip type thing which is called as the Raspberry Pi. It is developed in the Raspberry Pi Foundation from the UK. So it is gets plugged in a TV or monitor and provides a fully functional computer capability. So it is aimed at imparting knowledge about computing to even younger students at the cheapest possible price. It is basically like a chip. So if we get plugged into a TV or a monitor, it provides a fully functional computer capability. So the even younger students at the cheapest price possible can learn what is computing in detail. So although it is aimed at teaching computing to kids, but can be used by everyone willing to learn programming. So the basics of computing and building different projects by utilizing its versatility. It's basically like more knowledge in a lesser price is the main aim of this Raspberry Pi. Not only for the introduction of computing to younger students, but also for the beginners of programmers. This is more useful for the programming facilities. So this is the basic introduction of Raspberry Pi. Next, this Raspberry Pi, as I have told, it is developed in the UK. This is a series of powerful small-sized board computers. It's like a various of chips will be installed. So it is launched in 2012, and there have been several iterations and variations based on it on the initial one released from one. So it's like it got updated and it got released in different sections from 2012, whatever the initial Raspberry Pi was launched. And there are various versions of Raspberry Pi have been out till date. All version consists of a Broadcom system on a chip SoC with an integrated ARM compatible CPU and an on-chip graphics processing unit, which is a GPU. So the original device had a single core processor. Speed of device ranges from 700 MHz to 1.2 GHz and with a memory range of 256 to 1 GB RAM. So it have been evolved from the faster to the younger thing. So it have been updated a lot. So this to store the operating system and to program memory secure digital cards are used. And Raspberry operating system, which has the Linux operating system, it is recommended by the Raspberry Pi Foundation. And some other third-party operating systems like RISC, OS Pi, Type Pi, Kali, Linux are also been running on the Raspberry Pi. And the hardware layout, like what actually this Raspberry Pi looks like, we'll just see. So as I already told, this essential hardware specification of Raspberry Pi mainly include like a SD card containing Linux and operating system, a US keyboard, monitor, power supply, and a video cable. These are the main components. And the optional hardware specifications include like USB mouse, powered USB hub, internet connection, the model A or B, Wi-Fi adapter if you want to use Wi-Fi, and the internet connection to model B and LAN cable. So as you can see in the image, this is the a normal layout of the Raspberry Pi. Coming to the memory, as I told earlier, it has like 256 to 1 GB RAM memory and it differs. It is a small sized compared to other PCs. So it is a very small size if you compare to normal other PCs. The normal PC's RAM memory is available in gigabytes, but in Raspberry Pi we don't have that much of facility as it is very small in size. So we have some 256 to 1 GB RAM is the latest one. The main actual one can be 512 MB and the CPU, central processing unit, of course, to process the actions that have been carried out by the computer. It has a Raspberry Pi board that is responsible for carrying out the instructions of the computer to logical and mathematical operations. And the Raspberry Pi uses ARM11 series processor, which is a one of the effective processor to complete the daily tasks. Next, the display, the connection options of the Raspberry Pi board are two different types, such as like HDMI and composite. Many LCD and HD monitors can be attached using a HDMI male cable and with a low cost adapter. So if you can see this image here, we can see here the headers and four equally hosts, the broadband connection where we can Wi-Fi adapters and camera commanders. Everything will be installed in a small chip, and we have the Ethernet port also. The Ethernet port of the Raspberry Pi is the main gateway for communicating. So we need the Ethernet port for communication with each and everything. So which is a most important thing. So the Raspberry Pi Ethernet port is used to plug your home router to access the internet. So basically the to get the internet connection we use the Ethernet port and UART, the Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. It is like a serial input and output port that can be used to transfer the serial data from in and out. And GPU, as we already told, the GPU is like a specialized chip in the Raspberry Pi board, which is designed to speed up the operations of the image calculations, like which works efficiently in some situations. And GPIO pins, the general purpose of this input-output pins are used in the Raspberry Pi to associate with other electronic boards. So these pins can accept input and output commands based on programming Raspberry Pi. So these are the basic components of the Raspberry Pi. Next, the operating system of a Raspberry Pi. As we have already told, Raspberry Pi operating system, formerly which has known as Raspbian. It is a Unix operating system based on the Debian GNU and Linux distribution of the Raspberry Pi family. And firstly, it is developed in 2012 and it has been produced a primary operating system for this boards. And since then till now, it has been evolved in the Raspberry Pi Foundation. So it is a highly optimized for Raspberry Pi with ARM CPUs. Like it has to run every Raspberry Pi except the Pico microcontroller. And Raspberry Pi operating system uses a modified LXDE desktop environment with the open box stacking window manager along with a unique theme. So it has to be adjusted in a very small scale, this operating system. So, but it gives a very effective output. So it mostly uses the environment with the open box stacking window. Like it will stack up the tasks with the algebraic information, VLC, and a lightweight version of Chromic web browser. Next is the Raspberry Pi PO operating system. It is a Linux-based operating system, uh, as I have already told, and NOOBS, which is known as New Out-of-the-Box Software. Operating system is installed on the SD card itself, which simplifies the installation, included with Raspberry Pi, new Raspberry Pi also. Other operating systems other than this Raspbian is like Raspbian Lite, a RISC operating system, Windows IoT Core, and Ubuntu Mate. Ubuntu is mostly used for SSD controllers, and it is like a low power devices. We can use this Ubuntu Mate. Windows IoT Care for Windows developers, RISC operating system for unique and non-Linux based. We have different other operating system which can be installed in Raspberry Pi itself, other than this Raspbian. And FreeBSD, these are the other operating system. FreeBSD, which are like Unix like, which runs on like low RAM, and OSMC, which is an open source media center, Kodi based media management, RasBSD, LinuTop, Kali Linux, Demontex, OpenSUSC. These are all the other operating system which can be installed other than this Raspbian. Just take a note of all this, and along with the light explanation of each this operating system has been given. This Ubuntu core, it is like a minimal Ubuntu for IoT. Like we have this Ubuntu Mate also, which is like a low power device. It is minimal of Ubuntu core, other operating systems as well. Next, the configuration to programming. This is the Raspberry Pi runs on Linux and supports Python out of the box. Henceforth, you can run any Python program in general purpose input and output. So this is the simple program, Python program on Raspberry Pi. It's like print hello world, means print of hello world, and program to add two numbers. So we'll initialize A as 1.2 and B as 5.3, and sum will be float of A plus float of B, as both are in decimal values. We'll take float and print the sum of 0 and 1 is 2. Format of A comma B, and program to print Fibonacci series A comma B is equal to 0 comma 1. while b is less than 200, print b. A comma b is equal to b comma a plus b. Like normal way, it's in a Python programs this Raspberry Pi is used. How to implement these programs. And next is the last concept, wireless monitoring temperature systems. This is like a wireless monitoring temperature systems is the realm of the IoT, which represents a transformative solution, revolu- revolutionizing various industries from healthcare to food logistics. So these systems utilize sensor technologies to continuously measure and transmit the temperature data wirelessly and enabling like real time monitoring and analysis. So by leveraging this IoT connectivity, they provide like unprecedented levels of accessibility and flexibility, allowing users to remotely monitor temperature conditions from anywhere at any time. So that is like wirelessly monitoring this temperature systems. So this such systems not only ensure compliancy with regular standards, but also enhance the operational efficiency as we discussed. Like it increases the efficiency and mitigating the temperature fluctuations or anomalies. Furthermore, this integration of advanced analytics and machine learning algorithms enables predictive maintenance and optimization of temperature controlled environments, like minimizing the risks and maximizing the productivity. So basically, like improving the efficiency of the system. And as the demand of this precision and reliability in temperature monitoring continues to grow, this wireless monitoring temperature systems provided by the IoT are poised to play a pivotal role in shaping the future of industries reliant on temperature system sensitive processes. So as the demand grows, the updation process also is increasing to make it more efficient and more useful for the users. So this is more like about this Raspberry Pi. Thank you for watching the video.